Oh, well,
that's a happy girl right there.
So, was that like just before this?
No. I'm always there, so.
You're always there.
I'm always at salon. So anyway.
I must say, that's kind of cool, you know, instead of...
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, sometimes you forget your book. Sometimes, you know, you don't have time to grab a magazine. And I mean, how many magazines can you read in an hour anyway? That's pretty much how much time you spend in the salon.
I hope my friendly neighborhood mama is watching, because it's time to change. Online, you know.
Yeah, put on Wi-Fi or something, man.
Yeah, because I can't afford $38 for a haircut.
What hair?
What hair? Okay,
all right.
Let's move right along. It's time to say thank you.
Thank you. Gracias. Merci beaucoup.
Terima kasih.
Spasiba?
Yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah, we get the point. We get the point.
Yes, we get the point. You get the point. Let's find out what's the big deal about thank you. I mean, I'm sure you say it anyway. So joining us is Murshidah Syed.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. By the way, both of you look great today.
Thank you. Only one of us had their hair washed at a salon. The other is in Niran Berhad.
Yeah, when was the last time people said thank you to you this morning?
Yeah. Just now.
Just now.
And interestingly, when you said just now in the earlier segment, I overheard and you said something like, you know, when people say something nice, and then people are like, no la, you know. All right, just say thank you, right? Now, why thank you? Thank you is actually a fundamental human need. All of us need to be appreciated. It's one of the things that human beings crave for right from birth. You know, acknowledgement when you see a child doing something great and you say thank you. Small things, when people do something nice to you, you say thank you. People feel great about it, right? So it is something that is really important to express ourselves, you know, just say thank you. Thank you is also a form of gratitude. And when we talk about gratitude, right, gratitude is something that instills positive emotion in us. And we talk about law of attraction. Whenever there's a positive emotion inside us, we attract positive things. Whenever we send out negative vibes, we get negative things. So it is very, very important for us to constantly be grateful and having a thankful heart, right? So whatever it is, for especially this year or your resolutions for next year, say thank you. Thank you to loved ones. Thank you to people who pass by your street. And then I urge, you know, this is something I started to do as well, and I've never acknowledged like waiters before, you know, before in the past, or people sweeping the streets, and you know, you happen to walk by and say thank you so much, you know, thank you for help for doing the work that you do, and you can see the difference that, you know, the smile that people have, you know, when you say that.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how you make their day by just saying thank you.
Exactly, because how many people like even acknowledge the work that people do, you know? You don't have to say, you know, people who sweep the streets or waiters, or for example like that, you know, you at work, how many bosses actually acknowledge their staff and say thank you for the work that you have done on a daily basis, or even anything that work was sent in. You know, if you acknowledge and say thank you, you'll be amazed at how much response and much better work that you will be getting from your staff. And
I think if you're looking for someone to say thank you to, and then you live alone or something like that, all you have to do is to say thank you to the big man in the sky for a new day.
Exactly. Being thankful is something that is you are actually connecting yourself to your creator, right? Because if we don't have a thankful heart, right, that is when we block ourselves from our creator, right? And that's when you don't have blessings in life as well. You know, and then people get angry and they don't know why, because they don't have that emotional fulfillment, or the emotional need that they're actually fulfilling as a human being.
Murshidah, with all the thanks that is supposed to be going around, a survey was carried out not too long ago, and of all places, they went to our LRT stations and they conducted a survey and found that Malaysians were not really in favor of using those kind words like thank you, sorry, you know, or getting the door, or letting somebody pass them. So generally, Malaysians don't really use thank you that much, according to the survey. What do you say?
I say thank you. Say thank you. Make it a habit, you know. Start with ourselves. I know right in the beginning it is very tough for us to actually do something different, you know. But look, one day just go into a restaurant, look at the waiters, you know, make eye contact with the waiter and say thank you whenever he serves you, you know. And you know what, when you talk about the survey thing, there's also a survey that's conducted on a jewelry store where the salespeople actually call the past clients and actually thank them for their support. And people actually come back 70% increase in the sales from the returning staff. And in a restaurant as well, when the waiter actually write a personal thank you note to the client, to the customer, they get a higher tip. You know, so it is actually a fundamental human need. People do not have to do those things, but just by a simple thanks.
It's not monetary. I mean, you just have, it's a simple thing.
Exactly. You know, that when people relate, you know, to monetary terms, yeah, your business increases and all that. But when you do it with out of love, out of respect for a person, the whole feeling is different, and the energy and the vibes that you send out to the world is also different.
Okay, some people are not very expressive. You know, whenever people, you know, pay them a compliment or whenever they're angry, they'll just remain like a stone. So, you know, how do you make baby steps, you know, to say thank you?
To chisel.
Yeah, and interestingly, you know, there's a psychologist survey that was done, and this is only in 2002. Before that, psychologists always learn about depression and stress.
Oh my goodness.
But they found out the power of gratitude. You know, and if you talk about people who are, you know, we have been conditioned, or we have not been trained to say thank you or being nice, right? Think of it in another way. If you do not say thank you, it will have detrimental aspects to your own life. You know, when you say thank you, you actually attract good things in your life. You will attract good people in your life. You will attract good energy, good money, you know, into your life. So when you think of it that way, baby steps. Yeah, if I say thank you, I can also benefit from this. Okay, we'll start with that first. Yeah, but it not only benefits you, it will benefit others. Others will also, when they say thank you to other people, it will have good positive vibes that will be sent out.
And everything starts at home. You know, teaching your kids to say thanks. You know, like, I need money. Okay, bye.
Yes.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. That's
yeah. How do you tackle that? Because, you know, kids nowadays, you know, you say something, you know, they reply with 10 sentences back.
Well, kids actually follow what you do rather than what you say, right? So we have to set a very good example, and it's a reminder to myself as well. Yeah, was also as parents. Oh, and I wanted to share this quote by William Arthur Watt, and I wanted to quote this. I felt it was a very good quote. It said, "Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present. You know, Christmas time, right? Wrapping a present and not giving it. Imagine you have a present, you know, you feel grateful, but you don't express it. You don't say thank you. You're like, oh, quietly, this person is nice, but you do not say thank you to the person. You're not giving the person the present that you have, right? So it is very important for us to actually express and say our thank yous, right?
And saying thank you may not be the easiest thing in the world for some people. I mean, I don't know for what reason you may have.
What is the person that they don't like?
Maybe it's a person they don't like that suddenly became someone who gave them something nice. But how do you start saying thank you, just in case you're someone who finds it difficult to do so?
All right. Write a letter.
Write a letter.
Write a letter.
You can't
know,
say it, write
some
it.
people have a difficulty in expressing. And, you know, to be honest with you, I'm one of those people who have a lot of blocks when it comes to expression initially. You don't see that now, right? Write a nice thank you letter to the person that you know, that instills a positive vibe inside. You just try to do this at home. You know, write a letter to someone that you are very, very grateful for. Say why you are so grateful for that person in your life. You write it and notice the feeling inside you. You know, you will have a positive, you will feel a slight change. And you know, when that happens, just start with a smile, and maybe when you see the person, just smile to that person, right? You don't have to say thank you if it's difficult to say thank you initially, right? But it is a habit. It is something that we need to practice over and over again to say thank yous. And just now you mentioned about people who have hurt you, right? Thank them anyway, right? Because when we have, you know, when we talk about gratitude, it is not just about, oh, when good things happen to you, be grateful. What about when there are challenges, when there are negative things happening around you? Do you feel grateful? Yes. Feel grateful, because why? There are always people worse off than you, right? And in every problems, there's always solutions or something great that's going to come out of that, right? So be hopeful, and when you are thankful for even that challenge that happened, right? You know, that is when the hope instills. And you know, human beings, we all need hope in order to move on to the next day. Right?
And okay, remote cases. You know, sometimes, you know, it's like 6 in the morning. I drive out to work. You know, I pass a toll station. You know, the collector, I will be the one who said thank you. Thank you, and they were like, I'm like, okay, so a call for employers to, you know, brush up on this. And, you know, just to train their employees. Well, what should they do?
Yes, we start with the employers themselves. Perhaps the employers were not being, you know, grateful to their employees. We all start with ourselves, and thank you, Zaliha, for doing that. You know, when people do not smile at us, it's okay. Thank you anyway, right? We thank them because it will have a positive positive effect on your life, right? But if you say, "Alamak, why this person never smile at me?" Also, then you start complaining, and that gives you a negative feeling, and you will attract negative vibes. So with that, you know, whenever we think like, okay, if I'm not thankful, or if I'm not grateful, or even if I don't put in some positive vibe, that it will have some effect on my life, and you don't want that as well, you know. So you give out, and you will have positive impact. The other person will have a positive effect on you. All right.
Yep.
And never put the microscope on thank you like today.
right.
I mean, there are some stores. I mean, here, and you know, most of them in the States. You know, when you come into a store, you know, it's in the morning, and you go, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, you have a small chat, and everything is so pleasant, and you know, you leave the store feeling happy because, you know, thank you. You have a great day now. You know, how many times do you really say that to people?
Yeah.
Other than that, you know, where's my coffee?
Where's my coffee?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have to instill that thankfulness, because like I said, acknowledgement and appreciation is a fundamental human need. And if we do not appreciate small things, that even small things that people do, you know, you are going against fundamental human needs. And that is when, you know, that is why there's so many angry people out there. That's why people are so stressed out, because basic human need, they don't even get a simple thank you, you know?
Yeah, Terence mentioned the study, the Penang thingy.
The Penang thingy.
Sometimes it's modesty, it's being humble and all that. But should we really change that?
Say thank you. Say thank you. It's like saying Alhamdulillah, you know, for Muslims, and be grateful, you know. And then like right now, it's Christmas season. By the way, all the Christian friends of mine, Merry Christmas, right? So, you know, this feeling of, you know, you have this feeling of gratitude, feeling of happiness right now. So, bam, you know, lock that feeling inside for the rest of the year, always. And, you know, just be grateful, be thankful for all the things that's happening in your life, small things that people do, even your critics, even those people who criticize you, you know, just thank them, because okay, you know what not to do to other people, one thing, and you know maybe it's a step for you to improve yourself,
Well,
right?
it's the end of the year now, Murshidah, and is it possible for us to, you know, reflect on the year and go, oh, I forgot to thank that person, write his name down, and then at the end of the year, or maybe, I hope not everybody does this, but towards the end of the year, when you recollect and you find, you know, you haven't thanked this person, can you actually then say a belated thank you?
Yes, of course. You can say, by the way, I apologize for not thanking you for whatever you have done in 2002. Maybe, you know, I'd like to thank you for that, because it did have a positive effect on my life. You know, whatever it is, you thank that person, and you'll be amazed at the kind of feeling the person will get. You know, the wonderful feeling the person will get, and you are actually impacting other people's lives. And with that, I would also like to thank both of you for being such wonderful hosts, making the show so great. I'd like to thank my husband, my family members, the people who have actually been with me, my close friends who went through so much difficulty with me, understanding and motivating me as well during my difficult times and challenges this year. All the people from Hello On 2 as well, right, for being such a wonderful
team.
Wonderful team. It's a fantastic team here, and it's I always get positive vibes when I'm around here, you know. And and the viewers as well, you know, the people who actually made this show happen as well.
That belated
thank you.
That belated thank you is a really great thing, because, you know, I just remember, you know, this girl returned my handphone.
See?
I was trying out clothes at this, you know, clothes shop, and I left my BlackBerry in the fitting room, and, you know, she came out, and I think you left your phone. I said, oh, thank you, but then I figured I should have done more, you know, like probably go to a supervisor and, you know, thank her or something.
Since we're all doing the belated thank you, I have someone to thank belatedly, actually. This was the guy that inspired me to go. Yeah, it was. I had hair back then, and it wasn't really very good because I didn't know what to do with it. He said, "Why don't you just go bald?" I was like, "No." So thank you to Mr. Arumugam. You are the first barber out there who actually suggested I go bald, and it may have been loss of business to you because you know you can't cut my hair every now and then. But there you go.
You can
thank
always
you
go for
very
the
much.
shoulder massages, man.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
But that is a good look on you, Terence.
Thank you.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Right. And Zalia, you mentioned also just now about some people saying, oh, you know, no lah, you know. You know, when that happens, you know, how would you feel if I give you a compliment, for example? We'll do this activity now. I'll say, oh, Zalia, you're so beautiful.
Oh,
and you say what? You say not really.
Yeah. I mean, reflex.
No lah.
Really?
no, you can say, no, for example, if I say, oh, Zaliha, you look very beautiful today, and you say, no lah.
You should get your eyes checked or something.
Yeah, maybe I should. How do you feel? How do you feel, right? You feel like, oh, how did she say that? So you say thank you, right? Because you want that feeling, you want that acknowledgement. Right, so
Good point, right there.
So think of it that way, right? So whenever a person gives you a compliment, say thank you. Would you want the other person to say otherwise and agree with you and say, yeah, no lah, I'm fat. Yeah, that's true, I'm fat.
Yeah, like you seem a little pudgy lately.
Oh my God.
You say thank you, right? And you start saying this to other people. It spreads out the good vibes, right?
Yeah, you know, sometimes when people compliment you for your car, for your sprawling house or something, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're being sarcastic. Which, oh, that's such a big house that you have, you know, 12 cars, you know. So you should say thank you.
Say thank you, Alhamdulillah. Yeah, say thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God for the blessings that you all have.
Yeah, you know, maybe when someone says you look good now and you're going now, you're actually expecting them to add on to the list of things they just said.
Fishing for compliments. Such a typical thing among women.
Well, anyway, we're going to say thank you right now to Murshidah for joining us as usual
I've
Monday.
never laughed so much in my entire life.
Oh yeah, well, she's going to say thank you to me for all the punchlines. We are going to take a very short break. And where are we going? Yes, Lenovo has always been behind you as another brand, but now it's Lenovo. And Stephen Chiang's got the scoop on why Lenovo is always behind you.